up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO. Wait, hold on. There it is. MTS Nutrition. Keto decreases performance. Does not enhance fat loss. What is Marc talking about? He's gone anti-keto. I thought he was kind of like okay with keto, but not the adherence part of it. Well, I'm just here reporting a study. I'll go over what's wrong with the study and go over my interpretation of it. Also did a little discussion with my man Alan Aragon, who is, in my opinion, we disagree on some things, we agree on most, but one of the foremost experts on diet and nutrition, science-based diet and nutrition in the industry. He posts a lot on this kind of stuff, so we kind of discussed it a little bit. So, I'm not going to say what his opinion was, but it gave me some clarity on the situation. So anyway, here's the deal. There's a study done on middle-aged men, individuals. It was a 3-year study. The title of the study is 3-Year Chronic Consumption of Low Carbohydrate Diet Impairs Exercise Performance has a small unfavorable effect on lipid profile in middle-aged men. Now, I'm going to go over the downfalls of this study, but first, I'm going to read the conclusion of the study. By purposeful selection of a control group, it was possible to eliminate some confounding factors of somatic differences. That would be body type. Some people are naturally lean, some people are naturally fat. Weight reduction or isocaloric diets, which other authors did not avoid because of their experimental paradigm. Our study suggests that the LCDs, or low carbohydrate diets, may impair exercise performance in apparently healthy men who applied the diet for at least 3 years. However, this acid long-term use of LCDs, or low-carb diets, induces physiological ketosis, maintains proper glycemic control, and entails favorable somatic profiles. Moreover, this diet is associated with a small unfavorable effect on lipid profile in middle-aged men and elevated heart rate at rest and during exercise. That means that ketogenic diets, according to the data in this study, show that you have a higher resting metabolic rate. Now, I don't know why that would be. Maybe it's an insulin factor. Maybe the increase in insulin slows down heart rate from eating carbohydrate. I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade. However, it should be pointed out that a single bout of high intensity does not greatly affect these variables. So if you had the guy on the low carb, guy on the high carb, both do a high intensity training session, it would not affect it to a great degree. However, during regular exercise, it does negatively affect your heart rate or elevates it. Now, these are middle-aged men who are apparently healthy. I'm assuming that they're training because they're measuring stuff during exercise, or at least they're somewhat active. Now, it's hard to state if these guys were elite athletes, if these guys were coaches, if these guys were just soccer dads. It's hard to say. However, it didn't go into that. So here's the limitations of the study. And this is very important, and I'm pointing this out even though I don't think it was mentioned. There were only 15 dudes in this study. That's right, 15 guys. It's not a large enough sampling to make any conclusive evidence. And the thing is, they really explain this in the study, that this is just basically this is a idea, or they presented this idea. And now that this small study is concluded, they can perform larger studies, which will give us more of an idea of what this does. So given that our study is based on retrospective observational data, the results we obtain are prone to bias, particularly recall bias. These are survey studies. They aren't measuring anything, they're just interviewing people. So it's really hard, other than measuring their heart rate and this and that, to determine what was going on. Survey studies or recall studies, recall bias, not my favorite. And confounding. These results should therefore be treated, this is what I said earlier, as hypothesis generating. This is not a conclusive study by any means, but it allows us to discuss some things, which I'm going to do here, and I hope that you guys also do in the comments section. And I also implore you to read the article I'm going to link down below at Tiger Fitness, which explains the ketogenic diet, okay? The second limitation of our study, as I explained before, is the small number of subjects who do not represent a good cross-section of the community. This third limitation is the use of the 7-day dietary recall method. This may not precisely reflect the composition of the diet of the participant over the previous 3 years. Now, what they do essentially, go, hey bro, what'd you eat? They're not following them around. There's no hidden cameras. It's not like The fucking Biggest Loser. At the end of the day, they're going by people's recall. They're going by people's memory, and people lie, as we learned from Dr. House. So I'm going to just go over my thoughts on this study, my hypothesis, and why I think keto is good and why I think keto isn't so good, all right? I'm not a black and white kind of guy. I have my book at dropfactorbook.com. It's what I think is optimal, but I'm not going to say I'm the only guy who knows how to write a diet. You got guys like Lane who've gotten people extremely, Lane Norton, got Alan Aragon who's extremely good at what he does. You got prep coaches like Jason Theobald. They're good at what they do. I'm not saying I'm the only way. I think my way is the best way, but I'm biased, just like the researchers might be. So here's my opinion on keto. I like it for a short duration. For example, I had a client, I literally had his carbs too low. I had his fat as low as I wanted to go, and I had his protein as low as I wanted to go, 1 gram to 1.5 grams per pound, even less than 1.5 grams. Had him at a little over 1 gram. He was stuck. So I'm like, you know what? Got to go to plan B. For about 8 weeks, I had him on keto. Sure enough, he broke that plateau. We reintroduced carbs and started lowering the fat, so we went from carbs to fat. Left hand's fat. This is my left hand, my wedding band. By the way, this ring is awesome because it's silicone. I want to show this to you guys. This is an awesome ring, and I love it because I hate rings. I can lift in this. And Barbell Bands is the company. It's called Barbell Bands on Instagram. If you're a married dude and you want to lift in your ring or you hate rings, my expensive wedding ring is in a safe. Sorry to go off tangent, but I always flash this, and I've had people DM me after, like, where's your wedding ring? Here it is. I don't get paid by them. I don't get commission, so there's no coupon code, but it's cheap. There's like $13 or something, all right? Keto is fine for short-term use. So this guy, his carbs kept going up. His carbs were going down, and his fat was going up, right? And then we started hitting weight loss barriers, right? We broke through them. You know what, man? Fat's high enough, carbs are low enough. Let's go back. So maintaining the same caloric levels, we're able to actually lose fat by raising carbohydrate and lowering fat. Why it did it, I have no friggin' idea, but it worked. So keto, I have no scientific reasoning for that. None. Half the stuff us diet guys do is based on intuition and experience. I like studies. I try to back up most things I do. Hell, the soccer club I coach at, that I do their strength and conditioning, I cite everything I do with the kids by studies. I do. As far as hex bar deadlifts, plyometrics, I got studies for everything. Studies show that lifting doesn't stunt kids' growth. With this shit, I have no studies. Not for that, no. But it works. All right, I like keto for short-term use. And also, let's assume that their performance went down. Heart rate went up negligibly, but during high-intensity training, it didn't. For most non-competitive athletes, the decrease in performance isn't a big deal. Who gives a shit if you get 1 less rep on squats if you're a 38-year-old soccer dad? Nobody cares. If you're Phil Heath, if you're Kai Green, if you're Cedric McMillan, it matters, right? It matters. Everything matters because you're an elite athlete. But if you're just a bro trying to stay in shape and you find yourself easier to maintain a healthy body fat level with keto, who gives a fuck if you're getting 1 less rep? Nobody cares. You're not competing. You're just trying to look good and feel good. If you feel better on keto, I don't give a shit. So the main reason I don't recommend keto is I don't think it's something people can adhere to long term. I don't like when people look at things as diet and diet and diet, and then they fuck up and they gain everything back, then they have to diet and diet. Yo-yo is very terrible for your health. It's also psychologically fucked. I want you to find a lifestyle that you enjoy, that you could live with, where you basically don't have to diet. You just eat like that and you're happy. For me, that includes toasting my eggs in the morning. So keto's not going to work for me. You know, also like, I have the outright bars, man. I like eating a ton of peanut butter, man. I like all my outright bars. There's 26 grams of carbs in an outright bar. There's 10 grams of fat. I can't do low fat or low carb. So for me, my preferred diet is I keep my protein around 1 gram to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. Keep my fat around 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. Fill in the rest of my caloric needs with delicious carbs, like the outright bar. Like apples, like oranges, like whatever, like fucking oats. I don't care. I even eat white rice. Go figure. And if you eat white rice, it might make you a racist, so be careful not to become a racist from eating white rice. So I got a little bit of notes here, and that's what I've been reading off. So see me looking down, that's because my memory's getting shot. I'm getting old. So here's my potential take home. Keto is a decent short-term plan to break a plateau in a diet, but finding a long-term diet you can adhere to, like the one that I do, that I live by, that I work with, which is very similar to the one I wrote in dropfactorbook.com, I think you're going to be in a better place. Where you don't have to worry about zigzagging, yo-yoing, or yiggy yes-alling. You're able to maintain your weight loss, maintain overall health, and maintain performance year-round. I don't have to worry about carbohydrate restriction-induced performance decline, because I eat the fuck out of carbs. However, Also eat the fuck out of fats. Eat the fuck out of protein. I like balance. All macronutrients have their unique micronutrients involved. Lean beef is full of amazing micronutrients. Fats are full not only of micronutrients, but they also help your body transport fat-soluble vitamins and minerals. Carbs, I don't even give a shit what they do. They're fucking delicious. So, based on your preferences, that is the key to long-term results. I will link this study below. I appreciate you guys watching. This video was fun to do. I always like talking about keto. But I apologize for the title being slightly clickbaity. However, it's YouTube, and we clickbait the fuck out of you. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram at Marc Lobliner. Like this, share it, and of course, subscribe to this channel if you're not. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition, and I can still shake my boobies, and that's not a game.